Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lapinsky Realty Group. Speak Easy Bar and Restaurant. B1 Bank. Sunray Bookkeeping Services. The One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Good afternoon, Rockwall. I am Lendon Wilson, the creator of the Difference Media LLC, and one of the creators of the Community Difference, along with Nathan Smith and Brian Poduska. We created these local shows to spotlight the people, places, and events that are making the difference within the community. And we've just started Rockwall. I think we're in our second month now, I believe. I participate in all of them on some level. This is the one that I'm hosting right now until we get somebody brave enough to take over the host job. So just so you know, I'm also producing. So if you see me looking away, if you see me moving around, it's not that I am disinterested or disengaged. It's that I'm punching a lot of buttons and trying to keep everything running smoothly, so we have a great show. Today's topic, we're going to get into that in our third section about 30 minutes from now. And it's going to be about strategies for giving back to the community and making a positive impact through your business. And we got two guests today that are really going to share a lot of good information on that. I can't wait for you to hear it. But before we get to them, I do want to talk a little bit about the difference. We've got shows, obviously, in Rockwall. We have a Wiley show that's been going now for 6 months. We've got Denton that's been going for 4. And Frisco kicks back off. We've done a few pilot shows with Frisco. I will say this, with just the few pilot shows we did, the attendance, or the viewership, I should say, has been phenomenal, with over 25,000 people tuning into that Frisco show. And all of these shows, even though they're individual communities or surrounding communities, they play an integral part in growing the viewership for all of us. And so we're still looking. We still have some spots available for the Rockwall show as far as being a co-host, and sponsors, advertisers, and things like that. We average about 5,000 viewers per week per show. So an average of about 20,000 per month. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's a little bit lower, depending on the content of the show and things like that. But really proud of the people that have been a part of this and the messages that they bring, who they are as people. And that's really what we want our communities to know, is that a lot of our local business owners are amazing people doing amazing things within the community. And so we want to remind everybody, you've heard it before, but we remind you every show to make sure you're shopping, hiring, and buying local. So with that said, I'm going to bring on the two ladies that are part of the show as our co-host. Welcome, Delisa. Welcome, Rynae. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
It's a beautiful day. My
Yes.
internet connection's working so far. So, stress level is a lot lower than it was yesterday with Denton when I kept disappearing. Fortunately, I wasn't on the show yesterday. I was just producing. But, they'd get ready to transition to a commercial, and I wasn't responding, and they couldn't figure out why. So
Don't disappear
you
on
guys
us
know now.
today.
If I go away, y'all just keep talking, because that's what this is all about
Delisa,
anyway.
you got it then.
You got it.
So how's everybody doing? We're a week away from Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 weeks away from Christmas? Are
Isn't
y'all
it
ready?
crazy? It's crazy.
It is. It
I
is
feel like we
crazy.
just had Christmas.
I'm one of these crazy fools that'll be out there Christmas Eve trying to finish everything up.
Well, I don't know. We haven't had I mean, I guess we've got a little bit of fall weather now, but for the most part, it's still pretty warm. And I know we
Mhm.
should be used to somewhat to warm uh, Christmas weather. We do get that here in Texas, but I wish we would have more of a Christmas feel before
Mhm.
we start doing the Christmas
Yeah.
decorations.
I just want a fall, an actual fall.
I do too.
Little
It's my
gray,
favorite
just a
time of
really
the year.
nice weather. Mhm.
Yeah, little crisp. I mean, I don't mind it being. I don't even know what the temperature is today. It's probably 80,
Mhm. It's
75,
nice.
between 75 and 80. But uh, I like that. But I love the changing colors. See, I grew up
Mhm.
in South Arkansas, which is a lot like here. You have two seasons, hot and cold.
Mhm.
That's it, and you don't get any of the other. And so maybe
Yeah.
that's why I really wish for fall so much is because I never got to see the leaves change. Really,
Mm.
they
Yeah,
went from brown to brown.
and we get about 2 days of fall.
Mhm.
We don't really get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I want to enjoy just some of that cooler weather before we get into the trenches of winter. You
Mhm.
know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and then like I said, I enjoy the fall colors, and you drive down the road and you see this tree that may be a little orange today, and you come back tomorrow and there's no leaves on it
Pretty
at
one.
all. So I
Yeah,
mean, you're like, what
nothing.
happened? So I
Yeah.
feel like we get cheated a little bit. So,
Me too.
but we really can't complain, other than a couple years ago. Can't complain about our winters either. I mean, you can play golf in Texas in the winter in shorts.
Yes.
Mhm. You can go on the boat in the
Yeah,
winter and
you can. You can.
Hmm.
You can fish a lot in the winter, can't you?
we can.
All right. Well, before we go any further, I'm going to let Delisa go first. Delisa, tell for the people that are watching for the very first time, tell everybody who you are and a little bit about what you do. Not too much because we're going to get into that later, but just give them an idea of who they're watching and listening to today.
Absolutely. So I moved out into this area about 17 years ago. I'm a retired educator and went into real estate. So I'm a local realtor here in the Rockwall area. Um, and just love serving my community in any way possible.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for not only being a co-host but being a sponsor and making this program uh, us be able to do the program and bring this
Mhm.
information to the people in Rockwall and surrounding areas. All right, Renee, tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm a wife, mom of two grown children, and I've got three precious grandbabies, all little boys. I live in the Saxe area, but do a lot of life in Rockwall, hopefully moving out there in the next year. And we empty nesters, my husband and I, we spend a lot of time on the lake. But my business is I own Sunray Bookkeeping Services, and we work all virtually. Have a lot of local clients, a lot of virtual clients, and just working with the different business owners with their bookkeeping, accounting.
Awesome. I do want to mention one thing. You also had, I noticed on Facebook, because I'm a Facebook stalker, a sleepover the other day, right? Didn't you have your grandbaby stay over?
No, that was not me. That
Was
was
it that wasn't you?
no, but it was another person in our group.
Okay, maybe that
Yes,
was what it was.
in our
Okay.
Master Networks group. Yes.
Oh, I know who it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Um, but the reason I wanted to bring that up is because a lot of what we do, a lot of our purpose is we want people in our community to see the human side of us as business
Mhm.
professionals, not just the
Mhm.
professional side. And, we're just normal people that are our parents, our grandparents, our kids are or were in little league and youth sports and went to the schools within the community. And I want people to understand that we're as a vibrant part of the community. We care about the community. We care about the people in the community, and it's not just about our business. And so
Mhm.
that's why I wanted to share that information. And so now, what I want to be able to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring in Brett and Aaron, but I'm going to let each one of you introduce them. So, Delisa, why don't you go first?
Oh, thank you. So this is Aaron Withrow. He is one of my best friends because we've got so many of the same interests together. We're really active in our veteran community. But he is also with Doc's Roofing and Construction, which is my go-to roofing company. So Aaron Withrow.
Hi, Delisa. Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
Aaron.
So glad to be here.
So this is 2 weeks in a row we've had a rep from Docs on the show.
All
Um,
right.
yeah. We had a good show last Thursday or last Wednesday, I guess.
Who's your other rep?
Michael.
Oh, you had Lendon, the actual Doc.
We had
Nice.
the Doc. We had the Doc.
Okay.
We found so Doc shared
You
this
went from
story.
number 1 to number 2. I feel really blessed.
So it was so funny because he's sharing this story about being an entrepreneur and how he got, all the different stages he's taken. And when he was in the military, how after they would have a party night, he would bring in the IVs to get everybody going again the next day.
That's
Well,
what
we
did.
left on a commercial break, but when we came back, I had to ask him, like, okay, so is there a correlation between the title Docs Roofing and giving IVs, or were you just giving IVs and you didn't know what you were doing? Turns out he does have some skill.
Yeah, we got some skills. So the story behind that on the military side, if you're a medic, you're a corpsman, you're a medical giver, you're a doc. So it just so happens that as number 2, me, happened to be another medic that came along. So,
Wow.
but just a little bit of social grace, never call a Navy guy a medic. You call him a corpsman. They get real butt hurt. Everybody else is a medic. But medic, corpsman, all the grunts call us doc. So I'm his number 2, and I was also a medic in the Army. So
Well, that's fascinating. Awesome. Good deal. Well, tell us a little bit about you, Aaron, and a little bit about, we'll get more into Doc. Just tell us about you personally right now, and then we'll get into
All right.
more about Doc.
So I've been a paramedic for 20 years. I still keep my medic active because I'm going to be a medic until I die. I love healthcare, and that's actually how I met Doc. And I was basically transitioning from the medical life to the professional life and ran into him, and I started selling roofs. So I'm your roofer with a bachelor's in biology. So I'll be sitting on top of a roof with a McMuffin and a cup of coffee, thinking about molecular science and the asphalt grade of your roof. No, I love it. So that's where I'm at now. So
Good news is
doing
if
Doc's
anybody
roofing,
falls,
loving every bit of it.
good news is if anybody falls off y'all's roof, at least they've got somebody there that can take care of them, right?
That's right. I'll call 911 real fast. I'm not in the life no more, bro. 20 years,
All right.
tapping out.
All right. Well, thank you. We really appreciate you coming on with us today.
Glad to be here.
Rynae, tell us a little bit about Brett.
Well, I want to introduce you to Brett Mikowski. Hopefully, I did not say your name wrong. So Brett is a financial planner, and he is with a family-owned company, 40 years, I think you said, with TMH Wealth Management, and he is in the Rockwall area, right there on Goliad.
Yep. All right, Brett, welcome to the show. You and I, Rynae was telling me yesterday when we were talking, she goes, "You know the guy I'm bringing on?" I'm like, "Who?" And she said your name, and it was familiar, but you and I have not officially met, but we've talked a little bit before. But welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Yeah, I think we had talked on the phone about potentially being a co-host at one point, and couldn't quite commit for the time. But you said maybe you'll be a guest on the show soon enough, and here we are, just a couple months in. Already turn around.
So, well, tell us a little bit about who you are as a person. And as I said before, we're going to talk more to you guys as when we come back from a break about your businesses. But just who is Brett? Who do we need to know?
Yeah, I'm Brett Mikowski. I work with THM Wealth Management. Personally, I have 3 kids, ages 6 and under. So, my wife and I moved back to the DFW area in 2017, and since then have had our 3 kids. So it's been between changing careers, starting our family, coming back home, all that. It's just been pure chaos for 6 straight years.
Okay.
But, we think we're finally settled into Rockwall. We hope to stay here a long time. It's interesting. In the financial world, everything's so regulated, and they need to know every last thing about you. And at one point, I had to list my addresses that I've lived at for the last 10 years, and I think I had 10 different addresses that I was going down this list of temporary housing and internships I had done and former careers and all that. And I was like, man, we really got to find out how to stay in one place for more than a couple of years. So that's the goal. We're happy here. We love it. Hope to be here a long time.
That's awesome. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go into our segment of What's Up, Rockwall.
What's Up, Rockwall?
That will be it. And Delisa and Rynae are going to share some information about events that are coming up in Rockwall. But everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens, we want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation, and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc., to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
All right, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. We are back with the Community Difference Rockwall. I'm Lendon Wilson, the host. I'm here with Rynae Calder, Delisa Lapinsky, Aaron Withrow, and Brett Makowski. Did I say that right? Did I get it right? All right. Good deal. So what's coming up next for our next 15 minutes is, well, not total 15 minutes, but for the next few minutes, we're going to talk about what's going on in Rockwall in our
What's Up, Rockwall?
section. So I'm getting better and better with that. So I'm proud of myself. So Delisa, I think that you wanted to go first. So share with everybody that's watching a little bit of what they can expect to see happening in Rockwall.
Yeah, I've got actually a few things that I think are pretty cool. Well, first of all, this is going to be just a shameless plug. On Wednesdays from 4 to 6, we have a networking group called Patriots Pour. And it's a group of veterans, first responders, patriots. We just get together, but each month a different organization is supported in the benefactor of the donations we collect for the month. And this month it's a badge of honor. So head up to Siren Rock from 4 to 6 every Wednesday. Also on the third Saturday of every month up at on the border, they do Feed the City. And so they collect food for sandwiches to feed needy people, needy families. It starts around 9 to 11:30, so where they assemble all the meals. But then the last one that I am so excited about is Skate the Lake Rockwall is coming back. Last year was the first year. So if you remember last winter, it was a little warm and they really didn't get to skate the lake except for about the last week. But the rink is going up right now. It opens on Saturday at 6 o'clock at 6 p.m. and it will go all the way through January 2nd. And it is a really cool thing to be able to go down to the ice rink and skate right there at the harbor and I mean, really skating by the lake. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that one. That's
That
gonna be
is
fun.
cool.
I think I'd
How
rather
many-
just watch everybody.
Well, I was going to say, how many on here can I skate?
No.
I skated with a kid in tow last year, so
Oh,
They
wow.
call me Blades of Glory.
Oh, my goodness.
not quite, but yeah.
I have, not for a long time.
It may not look pretty, but I can get around the rink.
Mhm.
It's been a minute since I've done it, but I did
too.
enjoy it. Well, they used to have, if you've been here long enough, they had the one that was down at the West End
Yes.
in the winter. And so I think that's probably the last time that I did that.
Ooh, you're
That's how
aging
long it's
yourself there, Lyndon.
Well, I can't hide it anymore, right? I can't.
Right?
So, and that is aging myself. That's probably the first 4 or 5 years that I've been in this area. And I told you I've been here about 30 years. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, great family activity. Get the kids out because I mean, let's face it, we're in Texas, and a lot of those kids have not had the opportunity to go ice skating or even know what an ice skating rink looks like.
And
Right.
it doesn't melt.
Well, when it gets a little too warm, they have to close it down because they can't keep it frozen, which is really what happened last year. I
Okay.
think that it's got to be like mid 50s and below or 60 and below for them.
Last year we had temps that were way above normal, and they
Mhm.
could not keep the rink
Wow.
solid. It was
and
just
a lot of rain.
Right.
Yeah.
And rain. That's right. There was a lot of rain.
Yeah.
A warm year. Because we had a nasty hailstorm on the 12th. So it was a really weird weather year last year.
That's how all roofers keep up with time is by the hailstorms.
Yeah, we're basically like junior meteorologists. Yeah.
Right.
Keeping on that weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got that's going on around town. Renee, do you got anything?
The only thing to mention, if you love donuts, downtown Rockwall is a great place to go shopping this weekend. I guess there's going to be lots of donuts to try and the different shops. So sounds like fun to me.
I think that
Yeah.
actually may be the next Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Is it the next?
I think it's part of the
Oh, it is on the
Yeah.
shop small event.
Wow.
Yeah, the shop small weekend.
This weekend.
So here's Renee. That's strategic on Renee's part. She's just trying to get more shoppers downtown.
Yeah.
So if they go downtown this weekend, it's not there. Then they come back the next weekend.
There you
I don't know
go.
that I
It's-
even want
we're-
to get
we're-
out shopping.
Hey,
next
we're
week.
slick here. We
Hey,
really
there
are.
is a donut shop downtown, so if they're not doing it that weekend, just go there, get a donut, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go and do that. Yeah.
Aaron, Brett,
Aaron, Brett, y'all have
what's going
anything?
on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm part of the Downtown Rockwall Association, so we stay pretty in the loop with a lot of these downtown events. That is the next big one, Shop Small, Saturday after Thanksgiving. I believe the next Saturday is the Hometown Christmas, where we got the parade coming in and then all the Christmas events downtown. I think they get fake snow and a reindeer and all kinds of stuff, Santa. And then the holiday home tour was the other one that's coming up, where you can go tour, I believe it's 4 or 5 homes on the north side of Rockwall and go see how they've decorated their homes and all that, which I believe that's the weekend after Hometown Christmas. So the next 3 weekends, you should have something fun to do for the holidays.
Awesome. What
All
about
right.
you, Aaron?
You ready?
I'm ready.
So I'm going to tell everybody right now, I got a lot of people that are watching this bad boy live. So go grab a pen, but I'm going to do a real quick joke while you go grab a pen because I got a lot of events. Hey, Delisa, what do you call a deer with no eyes?
I have no clue what.
No
She
idea.
almost got it.
No idea.
No idea. Okay.
What do you call a fish with no eyes? All right, so here we go. I do a lot of the veterans events around the area. So December 2nd, we have the Rockwall Parade. I'm going to throw this out to anybody that's watching. If you are a veteran in the United States military, I got a spot for you. I got a parade that you can float on. Bring your family. I got plenty of space. I can put you with the Marine Corps League. I can put you with the American Legion. I can put you with the RVBA. I can put you in a lot of different places. If you want to have a fun day on a Saturday, it's a Christmas parade. Bring your family, bring yourself. I'll make sure you have a good time, but I'll find the right flavor for you. That's going to be a really good day in Rockwall. There's 2 parades that I get real excited for. It's the Christmas parade and the 4th of July. Delisa, what do I do on the 4th of July?
Yeah, you've got your American flag shorts.
It's America Day. Yeah, it's America Day. So, and then there's a whole lot of other stuff going on. Obviously, we got Patriot Pours from here until the end of the year. We got a lot of good programs working up. What else we got going on? Quite a few galas going on. And then the last thing I wanted to say, Toys for Tots.
Yep.
Big fan. We did Toys for Tots at Patriot Pours last month. We can never give enough toys to the kids. We've got Helping Hands. We've got tons of galas, but there's a lot of Toys for Tots boxes around town. So as far as Rockwall's concerned, if you got a few extra dollars, go to Five Below, get a few extra toys, drop them off in the box. I'd really appreciate it. Because that doesn't just benefit Rockwall, that benefits the entire DFW area. So I can give you more information on that. So the parade on the 2nd, Toys for Tots everywhere you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for that, and hope everybody that's watching today gets something out of it and knows what they can do over the next couple weeks. So we have spent another 15 minutes, so we're going to hit another break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Aaron and Brett about their businesses. We're going to let them talk a little bit more about that. We're going to get into our topic of the month, and that'll take us to our next break. But everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Tamra Kollick with Speak. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Rynae Calder with Sunray Bookkeeping Services. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
All right. Special thanks to all the sponsors and all the co-hosts. And if you would like to know how to be part of the show, whether it's co-hosting, sponsoring, or both, reach out to us and let us know. It looks like we've lost Aaron temporarily. Hopefully he will be back in a second. So while we're waiting on him, we're going to let Brett talk a little bit about his business and tell us what he does, who he helps, and anything else that we need to know.
All right. I'm Brett Mykowski, certified financial planner with THM Wealth Management. We have locations in Addison and Rockwall, and really we're a family-owned business. My dad has been in this business for just about 40 years. I joined the family firm 6 years ago, and we kind of, run the gamut as far as who we serve and clients, all the way from young families just starting out all the way to people living in retirement and anywhere in between. So it's pretty cool to, my dad's had some clients who he's worked with for 30 years maybe, and got them all the way from being a young family to retirement, and now starting to work with their kids and even grandkids and helping them kind of get set up and start on their wealth building journey is kind of a neat thing for us to see, even though we're on different ends of the spectrum as far as experience and in this industry.
All right. Aaron, tell us a little bit about your business, about Doc's Roofing.
Sorry, I had some technical difficulties, but I switched over to a more permanent. Doc's Roofing, we've been around for about 12 years, and Michael Ranigan started that bad boy off. I wound up joining him about 5 years ago, and it's really quite nice. We treat our roofing kind of like our medical background. Obviously, Mike was a corpsman. I was an Army medic, and so we diagnosed the roof. It's a really appropriate name, Doc's Roofing, because we look at it like a sick roof. We give it a good diagnosis. We try to identify the problem, and then we fix that bad boy with the best recommendation. tons of evidence, tons of diagnostics behind it. So it's not some chuck in a truck organization like you see a lot of guys out there doing. We really look at the evidence and then we make the best solution. So Doc's Roofing, we really, really work hard and do well for the real estate industry. That's how I know Delisa the best. We do not like door knocking. I think that's a really bad way to earn good business. I'd rather work for the business professionals that are out there. But the best part about it is we've got a good brand. We've got good men, good women, and we do right by the community so that we don't have to door knock. When somebody needs a roof, there's usually 5 or 6 people out there that know about us and spread our name along. So
Good deal.
best I can give you, bud.
All right. Well, hey, that's good. That's good. So I got a few questions for you now, and I'm sure that Delisa and Rynae may as well. But so I'm going to ask this of both of you. How do you define success in your current professional role? And we'll go with you first, Brett.
That's an interesting question. And I think one that a version of that kind of gets tossed around in the finance industry quite a bit. And it's how much is enough? You know, because we tell people all the time, save, 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 invest, invest, invest. And, you know, you have this magic number you're trying to hit for retirement or whatever it may be. But really it's, you know, how much is it? You know, because when you hit that, are you going to just want something more at that point? And you're going to change, you know, move the goalpost back. And so, you know, I've thought about that a lot. It just not only from a financial perspective, but just personally what success is. And for me, I don't have a great metric for it. I just want to help as many people as I can. And I think my version of success will be when, you know, I'm helping as many people as I possibly can, and I can't physically take on clients. And that's how I'll know I've done all that I can, at least from a one-on-one basis, to help people with their finances. And you know, whatever that is, I don't know how many clients that is. I don't know if that's a certain revenue perspective, but you know, that's how my current definition of success is just helping as many people as I can.
That's a good one. What about you, Aaron? How do you
I'm going to
define
stick with
success?
Brett. You need to be able to help people. I really identify with that as well. My big thing, success is taking care of my family first. I'm kind of one of those start small, move outwards. My tribe, my people, my veterans community, my first responders, the people that are close and personal, I take care of them and just kind of start to branch out. Taking care of people that's built into me. That's part of the medic mentality. I'm going to wind up going to this grave being somebody that I help. I can't help it. It makes me, it's almost selfish. I want to feel good about myself, and that's how I do things. So helping people, making sure that, you know, when I rest my big bald head on a pillow, I'm, you know, sleep like a baby. I want to make sure that I did right by the next human, and I don't have anything to dwell on. I got enough bad stuff in my life that I got to worry about. Doing bad business is not one of them. So
Right.
I wake up every day and try to do the right thing.
Isn't that part of the true entrepreneurial spirit, though, is
True.
that to serve and you find your success in the satisfaction of others? I mean, and it really does go beyond, it goes
give you-
beyond money, because there's too
Yeah.
many of us as entrepreneurs that have worked almost for free for periods of time.
I'll give you a
And
good story and I'll be quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, no,
Um,
you go ahead.
I lost a friend of mine when I was overseas. So I went to Iraq, right? And my biggest fear when I was overseas was losing somebody close to me. And I couldn't be there. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't get involved and help and take care of the family. I was 1,000 miles away. And I lost a really good friend, a great mentor, Dr. Portera. Dr. Portera was a trauma surgeon down in the ER, and he was a really good dude. And he had a motto: do the right thing. And that was it. It was simple and stupid, and it was real. And we kept that motto alive, and it's still alive. It's been 20 years now. 15 years, excuse me. It's almost 20 years, but 15 years. Do the right thing. Dr. Portera impacted an entire generation of nurses, medics. Like, it was just, and it kept that emergency room from, instead of doing the bare minimum, to doing the right thing. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. And that's carried over into my business world. do the right thing. And it's not hard, but it is hard. It's infinitely hard. Do the right thing.
And that experience had to change your perspective, because it's like all of a sudden tomorrow's not, guaranteed. You can't take anything for granted anymore because you just lost, one of your best friends. And so, it makes you just reevaluate things and stop wasting time, stop messing around, and, just get to work, get to whatever your passion is.
Well, and that's going to lead me to my next question. And I'm gonna go ahead and go with you, Aaron, and you can just continue to talk about what you're talking about. Who has been the biggest mentor inspiration in your personal or professional life?
Oh man, that's a lob softball, man. You were supposed to give that to me beforehand. That's too big of a question. I'm gonna have to say Delisa. No, she is one of my best friends. Actually, you know what? Let me just tell you that. Mentors and influences in my life are the people that are currently in my life. And yeah, it is Delisa. And it's Chris Dorward. And it's my wife. It's my best friend, Chad Jackman. I mean, like, the mentors and people that influence my life are the people that are here right now, right here, watching me grow, watching me evolve, growing with me. So I'd love to give you a great answer like Gandhi, who said something like, it's all about family. It was either Gandhi or Vin Diesel said it's all about family. I don't know. But no, it's the people that are here in my world, growing and living with me. Those are my mentors. Those are the people that I don't look up to anybody. I look at the people that are with me arm in arm. So yeah, Delisa. Delisa.
I love that. I love that. It's so easy, Aaron, to give, and I hope I'm not going to mess you up here, Brett. It's so easy to give that big name, right? That everybody would give. But we all know that it's the people closest to us that inspire us the greatest. It really is, because they're the ones that has the most everyday influence on our lives and why we fight and work and grow, right? Because they have set the example, and we want to, not drop the ball. Brett, what about you? Tell us a little bit about yours.
Yeah, that's exactly the route I was going. My inspiration is my kids, and because they're just so pure, they haven't been tarnished by the world yet. They're ages 1 to 6, and yeah, they have their attitude and their issues. They're not easy by any means, but just seeing them like go to a playground and see other little kids there and just be fearless to, walk right up to them and be like, hi, my name's Scarlett. My name's Natalie, my 2 daughters. And, what's your name? And they just start playing. And it's like adults lose that somehow. And we become afraid of what other people think. And, we're not, so outgoing anymore. We get, secluded in our bubbles. And they're just so like, what do I have to worry about? I'm not embarrassed about anything right now. And they just go and play, and it's just carefree. And so just to watch that is just something that you don't get to see, or I didn't get to see until I became a parent.
100%. I think, and I know that Rynae, you got a question. I'll let you get that. I think that our kids remind us of what it's like to be a human. I think we lose sight of what it's really like to be a human and have human interactions, and being able to watch that innocence and just the tender, pure heart of, I'm friends with everybody. Everybody's cool. Everybody's good. Let's just be us. And that does, when you have that, for me, when I watch that, I get to see it now with grandkids too. It's just, I don't know. I'm like, I kind of kick myself sometimes for getting caught up in all the adult crap instead of just, doing what we were intended to do.
Yeah.
Rynae, I know you've got a question.
Yeah, for Brett. So, when I have business owners who come to me, and a lot of times they are kind of at a loss as to where to start, with me helping them with their financials and so forth. So I wonder when you have families who come to you and they have had nothing in place, like what would be the one thing that you would suggest that they start with?
Yeah, it's financial planning can be so complex, and especially when you get into retirement planning,
Yeah,
trying to
mm-hmm.
optimize for taxes and Social Security and Medicare and all these different things. But really, especially for younger families, and I've really tried to target more of those in coming out to Rockwall, which is full of young families, is it all starts with a savings rate. If you can't put away money on a monthly basis, and save more than you or spend less than you make, you won't have any investments to manage. And so that's where it all starts. And the greatest investment strategies in all the world will only get you so much if you're only putting away $10 a month, So it starts with that savings. So if you can really hone in on that, and just having a really strong savings rate, and for families, it's all different depending on your income. But if you can just really focus there and make that your focus, we can later decide which accounts it should go in to get you the most tax benefits, which retirement accounts, or maybe an HSA account, or, build up some savings in your bank account. All of those are important, but none of those happen if you don't have the extra funds to start putting in that place.
Yeah. I feel like we started really late in ours because we were military. Yeah. And we were just surviving in the military. And then when we got out, then we had to start living in the civilian world. And it's like, when we didn't know where to start. And so we felt like we needed that advice from a planner who could say, okay, let's start here. Once we got this, we could do this. Yeah, it was very helpful.
That's such a common thing that we hear. And because most of the time people naturally reach out to a financial planner, maybe early in their 50s, but most of the time 60s, like when they're ready to kind of make that jump into retirement. That seems to be kind of a natural time for people to say, okay, I may need some help. But after we talk to people, 9 times out of 10, we hear, I wish I would have known you 20 years ago. I wish I would have known you 30 years ago. And, it's hard in our business, or historically it's been hard because, advisors get paid off of commissions on investments or insurance products or whatever. And if there's no money to invest, well, we can't really work with you. And so recently there's been a lot of shifting towards, subscription-based models, or, just planning-based models where it's like, hey, just come to me for some advice. I'll send you on your way. And it doesn't have to be this whole comprehensive, like I manage everything you own kind of thing. Yeah. But I can just point you in the right direction, similar to like you'd go to a doctor for a consultation. And so really that's a lot of been my focus coming to Rockwall and working with young families, is how do I get in front of people sooner? Yeah. It may not be the most profitable client like some of these people that are in retirement, but it's the right thing to do. Like Aaron talked about, is helping people at any age. And if I can't work with them full time, at least point them in the right direction and say, here's what you can do to potentially set yourself up for success down the road. And that's what I'm really trying to do right now.
Yep. Aaron?
I really got to say this, man. I ran into a huge problem with some of my young troops. They've got a program in the military called Thrift Savings. You heard of it?
Yep.
Okay. Only applies when you're deployed. What would you, as a wealth management guy, say if I could offer you a 100% return in 1 year up to $5,000? If you donate $100, you're going to get $100 in 1 year. Is that a good deal or a bad deal?
Are you talking about getting a matching contribution?
Yeah, matching contribution.
Yeah.
I could not convince my soldiers to take a simple, stupid idea. You get $5,000 during your deployment, tax-free. And if you give up $5,000, they're going to get $5,000. You just can't have it until you retire. Yeah. And nobody would do it. I was like a really bad wealth management guy. And as an NCO, I could not get my 20-year-old.
I appreciate it. You are fighting the same battles we are.
I get you, man. The education. But I wanted to back you up. If you're educating people, good for you, man.
I think
it's the knowledge.
The problem is that it's just such a foreign concept, especially when you're young and you're just starting a career, to even be thinking about retirement, which is the end of your career. And so I remember before I even got into this profession, I was in a job making $28,000 a year. And they said, you need to put in 5% of your salary because your employer matches 5%. And I said, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't afford to give up 5% of my salary. And they said, you can't afford not to. And they convinced me. It was just coworkers of mine that told me I had to do it, similar to what you were doing. But you just don't realize that at some point, you know, basically you're going to work for 30, 40 years, whatever it is. And then at some point you ultimately hope to hang it up and live off of the money you've accumulated so that you don't have to go back to work. And I just think people don't understand that concept, that someday you may want to retire.
Guys, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna cut you off right there. We got to run to commercial real quick, but that's a perfect part. No, we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna stay on this topic because I got something I wanna include as well and get both of y'all's opinions. So everybody stick around. It's not over. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna continue this conversation because it's something
we're all gonna retire millionaires.
Yeah, that's right.
100%. All right.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, Livestream, and Podcast Network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we are back, and we're in a pretty good conversation right now. So, Aaron, I'm going to let you go first. Once you're done, if Delisa doesn't have anything, I've got a couple questions for both of you. But if you remember your thought, Aaron, take it away.
I really don't. I'm just going to back up, Brett. The education piece, that's a huge deal. As long as you're educating the populace, it doesn't matter what level of business you're in. That way, even if they go to somebody else, they're an educated, informed person. Because, okay, that's what it was. Who's a parent? I know Brett. I know Delisa. Rynae?
Yes.
Parent and parent. All right, so I'm the only non-parent in the room. So when you found out that you were pregnant, were you ready?
No.
No? Is that a unanimous no?
No.
Lendon?
No, no. I didn't get pregnant, but I was part of it, so I wasn't ready.
What did you do? You made choices, right? Mm-hmm. But what if I told you that you could be ready? So when it did happen, here you go. So Brett, nobody's ready for retirement. Why? Because it'll happen later.
Yeah.
And that is your sales trip. That is your tool. That is what you have to go at, everybody. Nobody got ready. I got lucky. I got really, really lucky because Baylor, my first medical job, got me prepped and ready for retirement. So I've always contributed to my 401k. I've been doing that since I was a 20-year-old, but that's rare. That's less than 1%. We all know it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get people educated enough to go, it's going to happen. You're going to get old and you're going to wind up dying. It's an unfortunate situation.
Well,
nobody's ready for kids. Nobody's ready for retirement. All that stuff. Yeah. You got to find a way to make that sell, buddy.
These are conversations I'm having with my 27-year-old daughter, and I'm very fortunate in that she understands that. And when both of my parents have passed away, and so she did get some inheritance, and we talked about that we need to invest that. You need to make sure that you're setting yourself up for retirement. And I know at 27 you don't think about that, but she was able to understand, yes, I need to have an IRA. I need to have it invested so it's going to grow, because when the time I'm 60, 65 years old, then I'm not going to have to worry about that. And I think as parents, we need to have those conversations. And and my parents didn't always have those conversations with me. So I felt like I was kind of behind the 8 ball. Like you talked about, you don't start thinking about it until you're 50, 60 years old. And then, now you're really playing catch up. So,
but it's also a
different
we can
have those conversations.
Well, let me. So I was in the mortgage business, went into credit repair and did credit repair for 20 years. And I learned a lot about people by getting to know them and why they got into those situations. And I always said there's 2 types of people. There's habits and behavior. Their parents didn't know, their grandparents didn't know, their family, their culture. They didn't have a clue. And so they just kind of did whatever they did. And then there were circumstances and situations. But when you start looking at it, it's perpetuated by lack of education, financial education, and it's not taught in our schools. And that frustrates me. Go ahead.
Nobody stays on top of the changes. Delisa's generation, she inherited somebody that had property that was paid for, house that was paid for. That generation of World War II baby boomer, they came into a place where they took a small amount of debt and then paid that crap off. My generation is inheriting parents that are almost done paying their stuff off. So what happens to my generation of kids, even though I don't have kids, I have pups. I have a lot of dogs, but they can't inherit shit. But what happens to them when they're inheriting half my mortgage.
Yeah.
So Delisa, she's inheriting, generational wealth, whatever that value is. Delisa's going to pass that down to her daughter of whatever that is. It's getting less and less and less. Look at just 50 years ago. And I'm sorry, I know I'm stepping on your toes, Brett, because I get real hot and heavy about this stuff. People don't plan for it. People aren't educated for it. And the young are not getting ready for the hard times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know
But let me ask this question. Has there been a culture created that doesn't allow for us to prepare for it the way that we used to? I mean, I'm looking at the generation now. Their parents didn't teach them. And it is, to me, it's more cultural. And I sometimes wonder if it's not intentional, because like you said, Aaron, people used to pay cash for things. They didn't live on credit cards. Well, if they didn't live on credit cards now, what would happen to our economy? I mean, honestly.
Well, and that's the thing. We live in a consumption-based economy. I mean, you look at our GDP numbers, there's very largely driven by consumption. And so we need to consume, and especially this fourth quarter of the year is when most of the consumption happens with Christmas and holidays and all that. And so that's how our society is built. And so we don't think ahead. And I sometimes think that's our biggest value to clients, more than investment strategies or any products or anything. It's just looking into the future and saying, hey, someday you're going to retire, like Aaron said. You have 2 kids. Do you want to send them to college? Okay, let's start planning for that. Okay, your car's on its last leg. We're probably going to need to have some cash put aside to prepare for a vehicle purchase in the near future. And then worst case scenario, hey, you want your wife to stay at home and take care of the kids? what happens if something happens to you and that income goes away and your family's left with zero income? What's our, contingency plan for that? And so that's really what we're doing, is just bringing up conversations that people have never had and saying, how do you want to plan for it? We leave it open-ended. Like, you do what you want to do. I'm just letting you know these things are likely to happen in your life.
I think it was Warren Buffett that said the real wealth of this nation and the world, there's three things. There's real estate, there's your market. Oops, sorry. Was not doing that on purpose. I'm so sorry. Let me start here. Delisa's gonna fire me.
We cut these up into shorts and reels, right? So I'm promising you that will end up being one.
Yeah,
you'll get that in our email.
We'll blur that out.
I'm so sorry. I really am. That was not intentional. There's what you do. There's your real estate, and then there's your portfolio. I was trying to go three ways, and I've got a real estate agent, and I've got a wealth management person, and then there's what you do. So you could sell wicker furniture, but as long as you've got a good portfolio and somebody that's doing real estate, those are the three things that are going to make you a wealthy person in life. But you have to understand how to do those and the right people to do them, and how to make that manage. And it's that education. And I'm going to go back to that. Knowing how to work your portfolio, knowing how to work real estate, knowing how the world actually works, but not how the world works from the Warren Buffett side, how it works right now.
And I would back you up just a little bit more and say your income, especially at a younger age, is your most powerful wealth building tool. So taking control of your income first, that's going to lead to investments in real estate and whatever you want it to be. And even if you want to buy a business, your income has to be strong and in control before you can do any of those other things. And so that's why, especially when people are just starting out, we talk about first optimizing your income, but then how do we protect that income should something happen to it? So that's where it starts.
Well, and
your retirement is a baby.
Real quick, we only have about 3 minutes left.
Yep.
We only have about 3 minutes left. So I apologize. We didn't get to our monthly topic, and I don't really care that we didn't, because I think we've had a better topic and a conversation today. Aaron, Brett, I talked to you guys before about being on the show. I'm not putting you on the spot, but I think Rockwall needs y'all. So reconsider. It would love to have you on. Y'all bring a lot of value to the show.
I'm easy. If you've got a roof, you need me. So
yeah.
That's why we spend so much time on wealth management, because it's very intellectual. If you've got a roof, you need me.
Yeah.
Right.
Wealth
So
management.
I'm gonna run instead of doing the call to action. I'm gonna run y'all's information so people know how to get in touch with you. While I'm doing rapid fire, we now have 2 minutes. First, now remember it's rapid. So first question is, Brett, what's on your bucket list?
Travel internationally.
Aaron,
Africa, swim with sharks.
what's your biggest pet peeve, Aaron?
Ooh, people that interrupt me.
Brett, well, I did that about 4 times on the show today. Brett.
Apathy. People that don't care.
Okay. Money's not an object. What's your dream car, Brett?
Man, even as a child, BMW Z4.
Scout 2.
Okay.
Jacked up. Scout 2.
Aaron, what would your autobiography be called?
I'm not allowed to say that on a public forum.
Good enough. Good enough. Brett.
I don't have a good answer.
Okay.
These are good.
What favorite thing about Rockwall, Brett?
A lot of people in my same situation, a lot of young families.
Biggest
Aaron.
veterans community in America.
All right.
Try.
Now, final thing. What is your go-to? And I'm going to go with Brett first because I want Aaron to finish this one up. What is your go-to karaoke song, Brett?
I don't want to steal the spotlight from Aaron, so I'll just say anything country.
All right, here we go, Aaron.
Good.
Here we go. What's your favorite karaoke song?
Johnny Be Good.
Sing it, Aaron. Sing it.
Deep down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans, Way back among the woods, among the evergreens, stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. In a little boy named Johnny B. Good. He never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar like he was ringing the bell. Go, go.
All right.
Go. Anyways,
That was awesome.
I think some of those Siren Rock beers are helping you.
Back to the Future. No.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Delisa, Rynae, thank you for your guests. They were outstanding. Great show. Rockwall, we love you. We'll be back same time next week, 2:30 on a Wednesday. Everybody have a great week and weekend.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Tamra Kollick with Speak. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Rynae Calder with Sunray Bookkeeping Services. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.